Well, hello everyone, and welcome. I'm Dawn Francis, the host of the book show, and I am super excited today to share with you an awesome person. Her name is Valeria Lattimore, and you can see this beautiful young lady who's with me already. And I'm so excited today because as we are getting started with our book show, Miss Valeria Lattimore is coming in to share some wonderful things with you today. Good day, Miss Valeria Lattimore. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am fabulous. Doing fabulous. I'm
Glad to
even
hear.
more fabulous because you are with me today.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, so we're going to jump right in as we're getting started today. Again, I'm so excited. I want to welcome all of our listeners, all those of you who are watching at home. I'm so glad that you decided to join us today. Um, Today, Miss Valeria Lattimore is going to take us on I want to say on a vacation somewhat, where she's going to share wonderful things with us about not only herself, but she's going to share not only a friend, a sister, and so many other things as she's connected to me,
Mhm.
but I want her to share with our listeners today as to who Valeria Lattimore is behind all those wonderful titles that some of our listeners don't even know what those titles are. But as they listen in, they're going to find out more about Miss Valeria Lattimore. So we're going to start off by asking you a question.
Okay.
Who is Valeria Lattimore without all of those titles?
Okay.
Who is she?
I am just a simple young lady. I am just a simple young lady. I am a mother. Um, I am a woman of God. And I am a couch potato.
Did you say couch potato? I find that hard to believe.
I just really like to live a simple life. I enjoy eating food. I like really good food. I'm a foodie. I like really nice restaurants. And what I mean by nice restaurants, they don't always have to be exquisite, but I love good food. So I like to do that. And I like to watch Christmas movies. After I'm done with the day, I kind of give myself a cutoff when I've had enough of everything that I do. And I'll go home. I call it to my spa. And I like to get me some grape juice or some apple juice and a nice
Okay.
snack. And I watch Christmas movies to kind of veg out and just detox from the whole day. So I'm pretty simple. I like to shop. I like to make things. I'm very good with my hands. So I like to make things. I like to decorate. Like this thing behind us. I did that. I was teaching my daughter how to do flower arrangements, and we did that for her company. So that's pretty much, I guess. I don't know if I said everything. I probably couldn't say everything, but I'm pretty simple.
Okay. She doesn't look all that simple. But however, as I describe you, I said she is a beast of an entrepreneur. She has all these businesses, and she's a coach, and she's a hairstylist, and she's a multiple business owners.
Mhm.
And it's just super exciting to hear how a person who has all of that going on. She said, "I just sit at home and be a couch potato and drink me some apple juice and watch a Christmas movie." I
Oh,
love the simple aspect of that. But of course, that's giving you balance because you have so many other things going on.
yes.
But we're going to dive in a little bit deeper to Miss Valeria Lattimore. I want to talk about how you wrote an amazing story that's a part
Mhm.
of a collaborative. And
Yeah.
in your story, which we're not going to dig into right now, but I want you to tell us, what did writing the story mean to you?
Oh my goodness. Writing this story, it was an important part in my life that I didn't think, because I didn't expect this story. I was expecting to write my own book first.
Okay.
And when I wrote this story, it brought a lot out of me because I can tend to be shy, and believe it or not,
Whoa, you
yes,
shy?
I am shy. It takes me when the only place that I'm really comfortable at is doing hair and nails and stuff like that. I just do that effortlessly. But kind of letting my self out, we always have our representative, but letting Valeria out, that was something. So this writing this story, it really brought me out of my shell, and it gave me confidence. Because kind of you go back and forth, should I do it, should I not, should I say this, should I not say this. So it gave me more confidence in myself that I could do it, because at first I thought that I couldn't do it. So it meant a lot to me because it brought me out of my shell, and here I am on television talking to you
And
in
not
front
only
of
that,
the whole world.
right? Not only that, but the national author. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so it's just so many different things. It's to see what things are with the writing. How has it allowed you to discover your
Mm.
strength?
Oh wow.
How has it allowed you to discover your strength? You kind of hit on it a little bit, but
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Because with me being a little shy, and
mhm,
I found out that you can you can be going through a lot of different things, because at that moment I was going through a lot of different things. I was actually in the middle of moving into a new home. I had just closed on a new home. And
mhm.
I was moving into the new home. So you can only imagine, and you guys will find out in my next book what led up to that new home.
Oh
So
wow.
I had a lot going on, and I was running a couple businesses, and in the midst of this, I'm like, there's no way that I could write this book. I mean, this story.
Uh-huh.
So I was kind of writing the story in between moving couches. And,
Oh my gosh.
yes. So my tenacity, I found out that I was very, very tenacious. Like I kind of homed in on it. I take a time and just home in on it. And
Okay.
so I found out that strength, in spite of what you're going through, you can get things
Mhm.
done. You don't
Oh,
just
I
have
love
to melt down, because a lot of us have different situations that we're going through. We say, well, I
mhm.
can't do that because I'm doing that. But really you can. So that's what I discovered strength in that area for
Oh,
myself.
that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Hmm.
So tell us where your story started. Tell our listeners and those who are watching, where did this start?
Oh, where did it start?
Mm-hmm.
This story started out as a mother that just loves her daughter,
Oh wow. Mm.
a mother that loves her daughter, that would do anything for her daughter, but there was nothing that I could do for her.
Mm.
Yep, that's how it started. It was just, could you imagine, just you just love someone so much that you would just almost give your life for your children. And even if I would have given my life for my daughter, it wouldn't even helped.
Oh wow.
So it was a mother's love that turned into faith in God
Oh,
on a whole nother level.
I love that. I love that.
Mhm. Yes.
So I think I know the answer to this. However, I
Okay.
want the listeners and those who are watching this to know what made you decide to even share your story at this time.
What made me it was a lady by the name of Dawn Francis.
Wonder.
Yes. And she just happened to call me and say, we were talking about something else, and by the way.
Yes, yes,
So
and we're so happy that you answered the call and that you continue to do what we knew you were more than capable of doing.
wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, and this is just it's just awesome to hear you share and be so transparent about um and even through your story, you had to be transparent so that people can, read and learn and understand. And as we continue on, they're gonna understand even that much more.
Hmm.
So do you think that sharing your story was important? But we actually have some interactive things happening. I've seen a couple of them come up, and we want to thank. Uh, I saw Adrian Garlag. Thank
Yes.
you, and we also saw Miss Loren Thomas. She said, "Good day, Valeria.
Okay.
A tremendous testimony of strength,
Oh,
indeed."
God bless you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
And then we had someone say, "Good afternoon. This is so exciting." And we thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Uh, so one of the things that I am so appreciating about the show is that it indeed is an interactive show. So those who are on with us live, if they have questions or comments, they can definitely give it to us and we can respond to it. I'm so glad Miss Pauline Reed is also joining
Yes.
us. Is excited with us.
Yes.
So before we go to the break, in your chapter, there is the story is an amazing story
Okay.
of strength and love. However, was there a struggle? And I would like for you, when we come back from the break, to share with us about that struggle
Okay.
so that our listeners and those who are watching they can learn a little something
Okay.
about that struggle and how they can endure. So
Oh,
we'll
wow.
be right back in
Okay.
just a few moments where Miss Valeria is going to come back and share a little bit about the struggle.
All right.
Time. It has a different meaning in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It goes backwards, forwards, it stops. St. Croix is rooted in history. So much of it still remains untouched.
I remember running on these streets as a kid. This shop was right down there. It opened the same year I was born. This is where the original Crucian hook was born. It's the symbol of these islands. And I wanted to have my hands in that very same history. I want to be able to pass it down to my family while still putting a new spin on it.
The U.S. Virgin Islands, we have an amazing culture that developed over time from all over the world.
St. John feels so untouched. Being underwater is like another world. There's no worries, there's no stress. I can just escape. This is my happy place. My passion for scuba diving came at just being fascinated with the water and wanting to be a mermaid. And this is the closest thing I can get to achieving mermaid status. Canadians just love being outdoorsy. We live for adventure, so we love anything hiking, being on the water, diving, snorkeling, and St. John has it all.
It's like some spirit is protecting the island and keeping them raw. The Makujumbi watches over the island. From up there, they keep the evil spirits away. The nightlife in St. Thomas is absolutely amazing. There's always something going on. Everyone comes together to dance and catch a vibe.
And we're back. And we're back, and we're so glad that those of you who are listening and watching are joining us. This is Miss Valeria Lattimore, and we're coming back with the question that we left with, which was about the struggle during this time. We'd like you to just share a little bit about that struggle.
Okay. The struggle during this time of my story, as Donna said, I'm a business owner. At that time, I think I had a full service salon and a photography studio. And with this illness that my daughter had, I was very afraid because I was thinking that I would have to not shut down, but at that time I wasn't sure, but I was prepared to take care of her full time because she wasn't able to take care of herself. So that it was a financial struggle that I had already formed in my mind before seeing, I was just preparing, basically bracing myself, So with that comes a lot of different things because you can become depressed. You can feel like you're losing hope. I didn't know if I would be able to live in the house that I was living in then, driving the car that I drove then, even eating the food that I was eating then.
Wow.
So, I mean, when you have something come up like that, it's like, you have faith and you have a strength to a certain degree, but it's like, what am I going to do? When you're used to taking care of yourself. I think I've had a job. I started out babysitting when I was like 9 years old and I got paid for it. So I was used to taking care of myself, even though I was married at the time. And God bless the wives that don't have to work, that their husband could just take care of them from head to toe and everything. That's great. But I didn't have that. So I'm like, okay, if I can't work, what am I going to do? So that was one of the struggles. That was a huge struggle because that struggle brought on a lot of different things, as far as, being kind of, I don't want to say all the way depressed because I couldn't be depressed, but I was kind of heading there, Yes.
Yeah. So the struggle was a big part of it was mental. And we know that even today, there's so many people struggling with mental illness and so many different things like that. And in a moment, I want you to speak to that person. But we had an interactive question that had come up about you as an author. And I do believe the question, you can see it How do you see yourself as an author now? Um, and it says Valeria has built confidence in writing more stories or books. Uh, I'd like for you to go ahead and speak to that because we have some interactive people on who have questions for you. So go ahead, and then we'll come back to the other question.
Okay. Well, hey, I have confidence now. I'm actually finishing up what I call the Valeria book. I
Yay.
haven't named her yet. She's in her. She's in her. But and I also have a book that I am writing for business owners. Through the pandemic, I saw a lot of people struggling in their businesses, and I was blessed to be able to help a lot of businesses through the struggle. A lot of businesses that were they were headed to close, but thank God, He gave me a gift. I found out that I really my gift is business. So I thought it was hair, I thought it was hair and beauty in the beauty industry. That's a talent, definitely. But my gift is business. And I found that out really through the pandemic and everything. So I'm going to be writing a manual for beginning entrepreneurs, yes,
Yes.
and entrepreneurs that's already entrepreneuring to kind of tighten it up, teach them some things that they need to know, because a lot of times we get into a field such as I'll say cosmetology myself. And like for a cosmetologist, you're doing hair, you're doing nails, you're doing makeup, but you don't know how to do business. So when the pandemic hit and it shut all of us down, people didn't know how to take care of the business, and the business is what saves the business. So as an author,
I
I am
love
pretty
that.
confident now. I'm confident as Valeria Lattimore, the author.
Ah,
Yeah.
wow. I love that. You
Mhm.
know all of that.
Mhm.
Um, so we appreciate the question. I want to segue back to where we were. Where we talked a little bit about the struggle, and we talked about the pandemic, and you talked about how you helped a lot of businesses. Right
Mhm.
now, what I'd like for you to do is speak to that person who has a loved one who is struggling with health because of whether it be COVID or
Mhm.
because of a lost one. There's an important message that you share in your story.
Mhm.
What would you say to that person who is challenged right now um, with that as a struggle?
Mm. I would tell you never ever lose hope.
Mm,
Don't lose hope. And I have to go back to my upbringing because like I told you all earlier, I am a woman of God. I believe the word of truth. And the truth tells me, you know, by the stripes of Jesus, we are healed. And I hope I'm not going too far with it. Let me know if I am. Um,
okay.
and that's what I believe. So you have to have faith. You have to believe. You have to be able to see yourself on the other side. What if you have to take care of a family member, you have to see yourself successful in that already. You have to sometimes even talk to yourself, because like we said, many of us deal with mental issues, and sometimes we might not, that might even not be a chemical imbalance that we have, but we have different situations that bring that on.
Yes.
So you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes I have to look in the mirror and I have to tell myself, Valeria, this is what you're going to do today. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to be happy today. You're not going to be sad,
Mm-hmm.
because if it's a true fact. If you're here on this earth, that means that you're not done and you still have some success in you. Okay?
Are you right?
Because if you didn't, you wouldn't even be here.
Mhm.
So, never lose hope. Keep
Mhm.
faith in God. And then God will show you how to have faith in yourself.
Mm.
Yes.
That's so powerful. And to our listeners and those who are watching, I want y'all to understand that Miss Valeria she's dropping some really great nuggets for you. And I hope you're taking some notes and so that you'll remember these things because when you're in a situation, you have to rely upon the knowledge and rely upon the information that you have and that you learned.
Mhm.
And so, as she's telling you about her experience, and for those of you who follow me and know part of my message, I love that. Keep the faith. Thank you, Miss Lauren Thomas. Ferguson, appreciate your
Yeah.
interactively coming in with us. But you have to definitely be able to speak and declare and speak positively over your life. And one of the
Yes.
things that I share, as you guys know, if you're going down that path and you've been down that path, why not share some of that knowledge and information that you
Mhm.
have? And Valeria Lattimore is absolutely doing that. She is absolutely doing that.
Thank you.
I have a question for you, though.
Okay.
What was the biggest surprise you encountered through writing this story? And how have people, it's two questions, and how have people received your story?
The biggest surprise, and it's really simple. I did it.
Yes,
That
you
was
did.
that was the biggest surprise. I did it and people loved it. You
Yes.
know, yes, they loved it and they are asking for more. They're like, um, that was a good story, but I need more stories. Where's the whole book?
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Yes.
I actually did it. That was a thing for me. I did it. I got it done. And it was successful, you know. So, and I'm sure that it helped other people because it definitely did help me.
Oh, I love that. I love
Mhm.
that. There's something healing about that.
Yes, it
There's
is.
something healing about writing a story when
Hmm.
you've gone through it and you've come through it
Yes.
through strength, with strength, discovering your strength. We have another interactive person on with us. I'm loving the personality and the beautiful smiles, ladies. Oh, thank you so much, Miss
Thank
Paula,
you.
for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Um, in a moment, we're gonna take a break, but before that, how did this story increase your faith? I know
Oh
it
wow.
has because we've been hearing it through all out, but how's it increased your faith?
Well, you know what? It's straight through the roof, through the clouds, through the heavenlies. Like my faith is so strong. Like if you ask me, I'm the person that if somebody is sick, I really believe that I'm the one that you could bring them to, and they are gonna get better because I just believe that it'll happen. I mean, if you read my story and you see what happened, oh my goodness. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind, God is just totally awesome and amazing. And um, I know him. I know him in a whole different way now. Um, so it really increased my faith because I already have the gift of faith. I have the gift of faith. That's one of my gifts.
Mm-hmm.
So something like this, um, oh my goodness, it just took me there. I'm just there. So I'm your person. Because when I was going through this, I was looking to see all the people that I could call on to pray.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I'm one of those people that you can call on to pray if something's wrong
I
with
do
your
that.
body.
I love that. So we're going to come back. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with more of Valeria Lattimore.
Thank
And
you.
we're excited about that. And we're back, and we're so
All right.
excited. We're back with Miss Valeria Lattimore. And as we are coming to you, we are thankful for those of you who are online with us and interacting with us. I'm seeing wonderful comments. Valeria Lattimore, looking forward to your next book. We thank you for that.
Thank you.
Miss Nelda Sims says, so inspiring and keep up the good work of faith. Thank you
Gosh.
for that. Um, we have Miss Paulette Fitz. I really enjoyed your episode with Miss Reed. So happy you and your husband came on the show. Oh, thank you. Thank you
Oh,
so much, you guys, for interacting with us live.
awesome.
It's what we wanted. So thank you so much for that. We're gonna dive right back into the life of Miss Valeria Lattimore. And I want to talk to you about discovering strength. As you know, that is indeed the topic, discovering
Yeah.
strength, the book in which you are in with Weekend to Remember. And
Mhm.
as we know, people discover strength in different ways. What does discovering strength mean to you, and how do you define strength for yourself?
Oh, wow. Well, discovering strength, I start out with discovering because the word discovering means that you weren't looking for it, but you actually kind of ran into it. So, discovering strength is I kind of ran into strength. You don't always know the areas that you need strength in until you start going through certain situations in your life. Um, and that's when you find the strength and you develop the strength that you need to get through certain circumstances and situations that you might run into in your life. Strength for me, um, I'm gonna tell you something that really gives me strength, and it's the hope that I have, and the confidence that I have. Um, First of all, in God, but within myself, because as I said before, as long as we're still here, that means that we have a work to do, and we have work to do. So therefore, we're going to get it done. So that encourages me and it gives me strength to where, okay, I am still here. I woke up this morning. I have this beautiful gift that God has placed in me that might need some development because we know that we have to develop into things, the things that the person that we need to be to do the different things that we need to do. So, as far as discovering strength is concerned, is I actually ran into strength when I
Mm,
needed it and where I needed it the most.
mm. I love that. You ran into strength.
I
That's
ran into strength.
that's new. I haven't heard. I don't think I've heard that one. I ran into
Okay.
strength.
I
Ran
ran into
into it.
strength.
All
Hmm.
right. So discovering the strength, you ran into it because were you running from something?
I have ran from a lot of things. I ran all the way to Alabama from Battle Creek, Michigan.
Wow.
And I
Well,
definitely ran into
that's
strength.
definitely. I love that. I love that you're also sharing with our listeners where you are, because we're going to get into that in a little bit.
Okay.
But I want to ask you, as you know, the collaborative has done very well. But what would you
Mhm.
say out of all of our stories? And I know all of our stories are amazing because all of the authors
Yeah.
are amazing. But what
Yes.
spoke to you in some of the other stories? Like what resonated? What was the story that really resonated with you in
Okay.
the book, other than yours? Um, what would you say to that?
Well, all of them definitely. I mean, I can't even really say nothing. But the one that I can really speak about that. I'll speak about at this time, because if I have another time, I can speak about others. But Lady Pauline Reed, her story, oh my goodness, it was so many things that I pulled out of that story. And it was the piece where she just waited, you know, and it's just funny because a lot of people, they, and I don't even think that she was expecting this to happen for her in her story. So you guys are going to have to read her story as well. But she wasn't really expecting this. And patience is a thing that a lot of us have trouble with, right? And she was just so, she had such a grace on her life.
Mm,
And she was doing, she was basically serving, you know what I'm saying, like a waiter or a waitress,
mm,
while God was doing this thing for her, you know, up under everything. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
So I pulled that out, and I don't know if anybody else pulled that out, but I pulled that out in my life. You know, sometimes things can happen in your life that don't seem favorable to you or for you. But while she was serving and while she was waiting, God was fixing something so perfect and so beautiful for her. And it just really, that's how it happens for us. You know what I'm saying? And that just really encouraged me, along with the grace. Like, she did it so graceful. It was just so graceful, you know. And it was just beautiful to me.
well, thank you for sharing that. And we know that
Mhm.
each story has such a special.
Mhm.
Um, there's something so special about each and every story.
Mhm.
But thank you for sharing that with our listeners and those who are watching with us. And for those of you who have absolutely no idea what she's talking about, then you know what you might need to do. And as we continue on, I want to ask you how, because your story has
Mhm.
to do with one of your daughters. And um, how is she doing today? Can you talk to us a little bit about that? How is she doing today? Because we know, there was some
Mhm.
struggles and some challenges, her
Oh
in the
yes.
hospital and all of that. So go ahead and
Yes.
tell us.
Well, first of all, she's doing very, very good. She's doing so good. She told me, because I told her what I was doing. She said, "Well, Mom, just tell them I'm doing good. I'm doing great." You know, I was like, "Okay." So Shalonda is doing great. She is a business owner herself.
Wow.
She actually, she managed my business. She managed the salon for, oh, a very long time before she moved to Atlanta. She was the girl in charge. So she did that. And she did that for some years. Actually, she was doing that ever since she was kind of like 10 years old. Y'all don't call the people on me, okay? But she did that for me. She managed my salon. And right now she is a songwriter. She is a musician, and she her name is Hood Sadiddy Nana. So she sings and she raps and she writes. She produces, arranges, and she does that. And she also has a clothing line. Of course, and her brand is Hood Sadiddy Nana. And her website is hoodsadidinana.com. So she has all kinds of t-shirts and sweatshirts that she's designed and all that. And kind of, it's more of an urban feel. So that's what she's doing now. And I'm very proud of her, and I'm grateful that she's still here
Yeah.
with us, because what she went through, there was a chance that she wouldn't have been here with us. So that happened when she was 14, and she's 30 years old today. So she's doing well.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is amazing. What a story of faith and strength.
Mhm.
Um, within that story. We are so happy that she's alive and well, and that you were able to share with us that she's alive and well. And we hope
Mhm.
she's watching, and we're sending all the love to her and letting her know that we are so thankful that she's doing well. And in a moment, we're about to take a break, and we'll be
Okay.
back. And when we come back, we're going to do a segment called a joy segment. And in that joy
Okay.
segment, we're going to talk about um, experience of Miss Valeria share with you, our listeners, and those who are watching. And we'll be right back in just a moment.
Okay.
So when
you know you are a hot one. We are lime, we are laugh, we are chat, we no chill, we are hot one. Temperature rise, beer vibes in this a hot one. Link up, connect, bust a sweat when you're deep on the hot one. We gonna spice it up like fire. I used to watch BET, MTV, VH1, now I watch Tempo. Soca, Calypso, Reggae Dance Hall. Don't stall, better get tuned in to the tempo. Don't have cable, they got an app. Go to your app store, download that. Whether it's tourism, cuisine, or the social scenes, if it ain't tempo, it's a rap. Who got the Caribbean views? Tempo. Mr. Latest in Caribbean news? Tempo. You tryna cook Caribbean food? Tempo. You know they got the music videos too? Tempo. Who got the Caribbean views? Tempo. Mr. Latest in Caribbean news? Tempo. You tryna cook Caribbean food? Tempo. You know they got the music videos too? Tempo.
and we are back.
Okay.
We're back with Miss Valeria Lattimore.
Mhm.
When we think about joy, joy is where we get joy. There's strength that comes from joy. And
Uh-huh.
I would like for you to share with our listeners and our those who are viewing with us, share a joyous moment in your life, past or present. And I want you to use descriptive words. And for those of you who are interacting with us live, I want you to really be with us, and I want you to share with us um, type in some words that you might say resonates with you with what she's sharing. So she's going to share a joyous moment that in her life, past or present, and we're going to try and guess what that was. Okay. So go ahead and share, Miss Valeria.
Okay. We're going on a roller coaster ride.
Okay.
Pain, apprehension, sadness, truth, endurance, surprise, overwhelmed, comfortable, uncomfortable, satisfied,
Mm.
proud. Can anybody guess yet? Do you want me to go on?
I think you might need to give them a little bit more. Give them a little bit
Okay.
more.
Accomplishment.
Describing a joyous moment, and we want to figure out what she's describing. So go ahead,
Okay.
give us a little bit more because
Okay.
I'm a guess.
Accomplishment.
Mm,
Next level.
mm, okay.
Peace. Prosperity. Wealth. Endurance.
So give us a little more description as to what else was happening, so we might be able to think of what the activity or whatever the thing was.
What was happening? I was making history
Mm,
in my family
mm,
and in my business.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
See, okay, so the first thing I was going to say was probably the birth of maybe your first child.
Okay.
But when you said business, then that kind of
Uh-huh.
threw me off a little bit. That threw me off a little bit. So why don't you share with our listeners? Let's see, promotion, owning your own business with
That's
Marie.
good. That's a good one.
But is that the answer?
It's when I actually bought my building. And
Ah,
when I say making history, because I'm here in Montgomery, Alabama, and my building is on Bell Road. So I am actually the first person, let alone woman of color, to own real estate on Bell Road in Montgomery, Alabama.
that is huge.
Yeah.
That
So it's historic.
wow, it's absolutely historic. Thank you,
Yeah.
Miss Katrina. Um, so our those who are interacting with us, they gave wonderful guesses.
Yes.
Now give the answer, and we are, believe it or not, coming to the close of our time, and we can't do that yet. Um, Without me asking you, is there anything you would like to share with our listeners? Our listeners, one, need to know. I know you gave us where
Okay.
you are in Alabama, but they need
Hmm.
to know a little bit more about how to reach you. So,
Okay.
anything you want to share with those with our audience, as well as is there anybody that you want to give a special shout out or
Yeah.
thank you to?
I want to do my shout out first because every time I say something, I forget these three people that helped me during this writing this story. The first person is my sister, Deetra Hervey. She's my sister from another mister. My brother Joe Holmes and my niece Jolena Holmes, because if it wasn't for them, there's no way I could have gotten this done. And with me getting this done, it took me to a whole nother level in my life as an author. And so it helped me discover strength, another strength in my life. So I want to thank you all for that. I love you guys. If you want to reach me, I'll give you our phone number here at the business. I can say headquarters now. Shalon Jazz Incorporated. The number here is 334-676-3566. And I have a few businesses in this building because it's a nice sized building. So I have a few businesses. The full service salon is here. We also have a boutique and we sell handmade bags. We also have a distribution company where we distribute product to licensed cosmetologists in schools. We also do some retail for our patrons as well. So if you want that. And also you can go to my website, valerialattimore.com, and I'll be putting everything on there that we do. I have a few things on there now, but I'm gonna go ahead and make that, so you guys can have access. And if you want to shop for fashion, my daughter has a boutique called Polished Posh, and her website is shoppolishedposh.com, and on there you can also book appointments for the salon. So I think that's it. We have Travoy Bags. I have to give a shout out to Lamont Dawson, who is my very special person. He's my very special person in my life. And he hand makes the bags. So yeah, he makes them by hand. So we sell
Amazing.
those as well, and they're wonderful. So you guys get one or maybe two, and you can find those on Etsy.com. Travoy Bags, Travois Bags, Bags. And basically, he is the father of my two children, my wonderful gifts. And we just have a family business going on.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is a lot.
Mhm.
I think one of our interactive persons said, "What do you not do, ma'am?" Uh,
Oh,
Paulette said, "We need all the links." And Miss Jeannie says, "What do you not do, ma'am?" Yes, indeed. Um,
wow.
so I want you to give that phone number and the website out again, and
Hmm.
so that anybody who's any of our audience members, so that they can get it. And
Thank you.
we are so happy. Thank you so much, Paulette, for
Hmm.
pulling that up for us. But go ahead and give that number out again,
Hmm.
that address in Alabama, where you are the first person of color to have a business there.
Yes.
That is historic indeed.
Yes. Yes,
Historic.
it
We are
is.
so proud of you. We are so,
Thank
so
you.
proud of you and so happy
Yeah.
for you. So go ahead and give that again.
Okay, the number here is 334-676-3566. Again, 334-676-3566. And the address is 2524 Bell Road in Montgomery, Alabama, 36117. And that's where we are located right now. We have a few other projects that we're working on, but if you want to reach us here, I call this our headquarters now, and it'll be our headquarters when we branch out to the other things that we want to do. Don't forget that we do bags, we do fashion, and they're authentic leather bags, and they're all handmade. They'll last you a couple lifetimes. But I just want to just encourage each and every one of us just to keep the faith, keep faith in God, and He'll give you faith in yourself. And don't lose hope. You can do anything if you can see it. You can do it.
Well, thank you so much for
Hmm.
joining us today, Miss Valeria Lattimore. It
Hmm.
has been an amazing time with you, getting to know the back end and the depth of the story, as well as you as a wonderful person. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us. And
Hmm.
we are about to close. I want to thank our audience for joining us. For those of you who came and we're engaging with interaction. Thank you so much for that. And I want to because every week we're going to be right here on our TV network, and we are going to have wonderful guests just like Miss Valeria Lattimore. Guys, not to miss it. Don't miss it because it's going to be amazing and wonderful. And I want you guys to have a fabulous day today
Thank
and
you.
every day. Why? Because you can. You can make
Yes.
a decision to have a fabulous day on purpose. So have an awesome day and enjoy your time. And this is Dawn Francis, the host of the show, and we will see you next time. Have a great day.
Thank you.